How's it going, guys? It's Mr. Lone Wolf, and today I've got quite a few things to do actually. First I'm going to do is explore the steel pipes facility just to get it unlocked. Yeah, I actually did quite a few things. Effectively, this video is starting from where my last one ended, I believe was the tree mulcher. I cleared a path for that. That's later going to be used to lay a electricity cable. You possibly could have got round the tree stumps regardless, but anyway, it was a mission to sort of show you how to use the mulcher. Yeah, so drove up to here, got the gates open. Again, I've had to be a little bit choppy with the editing. What I didn't want to do is end up doing like one mission, say these cranes for example. I'm, at the minute, usually doing more than one mission a day. I didn't really want to fall behind, and strictly speaking, these cranes, they're alright, but they're a bit boring. It'd be a bit of a boring video just to make one of them.
This place is a complete and utter dump.
Right, so she's saying it's an utter dump. Long story short, yeah, there's two big blue cranes you've got to use. And overall, they're fine apart from one thing. If you look along the right hand side, it tells you the different controls. And where it says crane tower rotation, and you press left and right on your left analog stick, it moves the crane left and right. It just feels natural if you're able to push up and down on the left analog stick to do what I'm doing now, is like extending the crane forwards and backwards, which is different, but I believe that's R1 and L1. And then boom vertical is also like lifting it up and down. That sort of feels a bit odd, but apart from that, I mean, it works. They're probably not, strictly speaking, the most useful thing here, but this is just an example to like get to use them and everything. But in future maps and missions and whatnot, there might be one, like, even to be fair, there's all scrap around here. You could theoretically bring a vehicle here with like a sideboard and load some stuff into it. Apparently that blue trailer there as well is worth $2.5 grand when you sell it. I'll get to that later, but may as well make a note of it since we're right there. So I don't leave too much of this in, it's just to give you a rough idea of what's going on. Pretty standard issue really, to be fair. I mean, it's doing what it says on the tin, just the controls feel a little bit awkward and haphazard, but apart from that, once you get used to it, you're good to go. It's a little, well, not a thumbnail, just kind of a pause, so I know when I've finished each little bit. So next one, get the Mule T1, and he wants me to find piping equipment in Coastville. It's in this building. There's like that little ramp you can drive up. I'll track it and drive over there. Yeah, this probably the main portion of this video is going to be restoring the steel pipes facility, which sort of involves four separate, well, 3.5 to 4, I'll explain in a sec, different missions to actually unlock it. And then after that I also quickly get the construction depot unlocked, which allows you to sell things, so everything that shows up in yellow I can sell. Just throwing it out there, the reason I paused for a second there and edited it is when I got here, it dawned on me, like, oh yeah, I haven't got a winch on this vehicle and you're supposed to pull those trapdoors down, but I just drove at it and kind of bounced my truck off it and managed to open it that way. So she's sort of yapping on a bit about, basically, in here you've got 3 steel pipes and then that big valve thing in the middle as well. I'm also going to have to take that. When I did it on the live stream, oh, just quickly, you see those tyres flashing yellow? They'll at some point be used to sell at the construction depot. Yeah, I put the big valve thing in first, but this time, that's what she said, I put the 3 steel pipes kind of packed up that way and got them strapped on, and then I used my crane and the head of my truck to sort of lock it in place. And then when you come over here, that actual where the circle is where the valve will go, and then you can see these 3 red pipes which will need replacing. So yeah, if you can bring them all like this in one, saves doing multiple trips. And all things considered, I've got the weight stacked pretty high, and obviously this thing was boating around a little bit, but it's not ruthless. It's not prone to tipping like a fair few things are on SnowRunner. It's not impossible though. I've managed to roll it. Yeah, there's one of the pipes I'm going to have to fix, but I'm going to start from the other end. Strictly speaking, didn't need to leave this in. I just thought I'll leave a little bit of footage for me driving, so you can catch me wheel on the concrete slabs there. That's most likely when you're going to get it to tip, when you're trying to climb up onto like the slabs and stuff. You get one set of wheels up, but the other side then starts chewing up the ground and you start sinking. Yeah, so you can see like the blue outline of where it wants this valve. And that's the reason why I said 3.5 to 4 missions. is 2 of the 4 things you've got to do is deliver an object and fix 3 steel pipes. This, I believe, is the object you got to deliver. So yeah, assuming you grab that and the 3 pipes in one go, you kind of get that done at the same time. And also, it will show up later in the video, but you see that digger that's just behind the pipe? That's got a little mini green toy bulldozer thing sat on it. That's worth $10,000 if and when you sell it at the construction store. And then if you go into your on like the home screen of the game, you can scroll across to like your total game effort. It tells you total money, although that seems to be really inaccurate. It also says at the bottom toys sold, and that's what it's referring to. So yeah, there you go. Like it's at the top of the screen while it's in the video. You're going to build a road right near here soon, and it'll all make more sense. It's very easy to remember where it is, but yeah, pretty handy. An easy 10 grand to be had. So I appreciate it. Someone told me in the live stream yesterday that they were worth quite a bit. I didn't watch the video or anything, but as I was scrolling through YouTube the other day, I saw someone who had made a video where it said something like, this is why you need to get toys in this game or whatever. And again, I didn't watch the video. I just don't want to watch anyone else's, because then it's like, I don't know, sort of at that point, I don't even know if my video is original, if you know what I mean. Whereas if I've not seen anyone else's, then yeah, it is what it is. Like, I'm doing all my own footage, my own discovering what's going on. Obviously, I get a little bit of help from people like on the live stream that can let us know what's going on. So you can see in this list, replace 3 pipes, I've just done that. Deliver the object, I believe that's the valve. Store resources, you need, so I'm going to need 3 more metal beams. I'll get to that, but there's also infrastructure, electricity. I've drawn all the orange flags where I'm going from. In a previous video, I took power from the main power substation to here, and that's why this vehicle's still here from last time. So yeah, from the other side of the blue circle, as long as you're like, they're connected, you can start from wherever in theory. And I'm going to cut most of this out. The reason I left this first bit in is just by chance as I started heading out here. I didn't want to dig up any roads. So I decided to go like the swampy way. Sometimes the vehicle gets a little stuck. If you just steer it, it doesn't specifically seem stuck. It's like it gets caught on something. However, just as I was driving up ahead, it said cannot break this surface to lay cable. And if you look very closely, there's like, I believe a concrete slab or whatever kind of basically wedged under the swampy section. And that's what got me. And then when I started trying to carry on laying the cable, those, you know, the purple bit and the red bit are not quite touching, so it's not counting the red bit. So thankfully, whatever it is that's sort of buried in the swamp, a bit of a, it is what it is, I'm not bothered, but a bit of a sneaky place to put something, because chances are quite a lot of people are going to exit out of that purple circle heading this way. But yeah, I went round whatever it was, and then as I swung the back end round, it kind of connected with that bit that was left red and kind of turned it purple. It doesn't really matter at that point, just on an OCD level, I didn't really want it being left. It was like a little red patch on the map. And yeah, slowly but surely followed all the flags I'd put down. Again, you can choose your own route. I just personally tried to avoid roads as much as possible. I don't think that's really as much of an issue as it made out. On the second map where you first got to use that cable layer, you destroy what is a pretty neat road, whereas a lot of these roads are so boggy and everything, you won't really notice the difference anyway. That was the little patch there where it sort of made me go around. There's all the flags I followed, and yeah, that's now got electricity to the steel pipes facility. And the last thing it wants is steel beams, which, if you look in the top right, I've already got 3 of them, and I'm going to have to build them at the steel beams facility and then deliver them to my garage, like, so I can put them in my storage. So first thing I did, I grabbed a car, but there was like that little thing I thought I'll grab while I'm there on my head. That only cashed in about 1/4 of a steel beam, so it wasn't worth it too much. The car, however, got just over 2 steel beams, so they're pretty good. Yeah, I need 3 though, so what I had seen on the map, I'll drive back to where I was. I'm not far from the place, but again, just to keep the video a little bit shorter, but I found a tractor that flashes purples, letting you know that you can cash it in and swap it, like, to build steel beams and stuff. Yeah, got it all strapped down. Pretty cool how free the straps are, as in like they're really not that awkward. Whatever you've got in there, they just seem to get a vague idea of what it is and throw straps over it. Yeah, the steel beams facility is only kind of back down there in front of me, so you can kind of work your way back and figure out where the tractor is. Again, that's the only thing I'd still like, is a little bit more speed on this thing. Or yeah, not faffing around in auto gears too much. However, when I got here, take the straps off, it basically gave me, it's worth pretty much 4 steel beams. Or sorry, probably 3.5, because I think I went from 2 and something to 6, like I was at exactly 6 steel beams. And then again, in the bottom left, you can see it says press X for me to take out. Press X 3 times, 3 steel beams appear. Get them loaded, drive over to my base, get the straps off, and then it just automatically accepts them. And in the top right, you can see I've now got 6 steel beams. So then go back over to the objectives, all 4 are ticked, but if you scroll down to will be restored, and it says transfer resources, press right on the D-pad. Do that, it transfers them. Didn't really pay out. I suppose it paid out on each individual mission as well, I believe, but yeah, didn't do a whole lot. And it says there, this place needed a serious glow up. You can relate. Like, damn. Roadcraft's out here taking shots.
Huh. I imagined it would be a bit more impressive.
The closer you hold it to your eyeballs, the bigger it looks. It's about time women understood the science of the situation. Yeah, so next it unlocked building a road. And then it's a 2-parter. It wants you to build a road, and then you can draw like an AI route that'll use your road. So, sending the goddamn horse, wiggling my way through this bloody scrapyard. Again, that car, that'll be worth, like, should be a good 2 steel beams worth. I've not actually cashed anything into the steel pipe facility that I've just unlocked so far. But, possibly broadly speaking, that car might be worth 2 steel pipes instead. I only left that bit in. Loaf made that corner by the skin of his teeth. Not got the best turning circle in this game, but makes up for it in goddamn horsepower. Right, so drive to the square, and what you can do, recall. All of these vehicles are still in my garage. I've not spawned them on the map or anything, so it's handy that they've done it that way, so you don't have to just go to your garage, spawn all 4 vehicles, and then come and do it that way. It just does deliver them there. I had this thing where I can press square on the road, and it wasn't letting me do it in my live stream until I also pressed square on one of the vehicles. When I started this, it didn't make me do that, it just let me press square on the road. However, a little bit later on it also made me press square on the vehicles. I had a feeling, in the live stream, this didn't happen to me, but my dump truck did stop halfway through the road. And as you can see on this one, loses balance and goes arse over tit. And then it says the vehicle's unable to finish the road plan. Check for obstacles. Still mid-roll somehow. Yeah, obviously got deeper on the left-hand side, and it made my vehicle flip. For what it's worth, the tipple's up in the air. That does make you a bit more top-heavy. I've certainly seen plenty of YouTube videos of dumper trucks with their bucket raised in the air, and it's easy to tip over. Thankfully, I had a goddamn professional on standby. I mean, it was not a good angle thanks to them tree stumps. But you see now, I can bring the mulcher. I can even recall the mulcher directly to the loaf, so I don't even have to drive it over here. And I could kill those tree stumps. I possibly could have reset the mission and told it to AI drive again. Like, this first half of the sand is AI dropping the sand for you, which is like step 1 of 4 of building the roads. As you can see, I laid my own afterwards, and not quite as neat. Close. No, it was a bit of a shit show, to be honest. But I left a bit of this in because it shows, one, this is actually the AI driving. It smooths it out. You can see I've got a big fat bump going on there, but in theory, it's all roughly smoothed out. However, I went and drove over it a couple of times myself. I think once back, actually, and then I sent the AI back this way again. And by now, you can still see there's like a little dips and valleys and whatnot, but it's smoothed it out pretty well. 2 of 3 runs was the AI doing it, and I went across it once. Next, sent the paver. You can see the roller in the background's doing a wheel spin because he's nearly stuck. Got a right bunch of amateur road builders tonight for me, AI-driven vehicles. But nonetheless, they still got it done. Sent the roller afterwards. You saw the road get a bit wider as it kind of officially completed it. So that's step 1 on that, and then it wanted you. Step 2 is draw a line from the steel pipes facility, which is just down the road and around the corner, across this road you've newly built. And then it's going to the same place that will later become the construction facility, which is basically acts like a shop and you can buy and sell things. These two, they started going just before you get to the road. There's this sandy section, and these seem to get stuck quite a lot. In this case, on the first time, the second one seems to push the first one, and it sort of helps. On my live stream, they got stuck. This time tonight, it was very close, but the first convoy actually made it through. I just thought I'd leave a bit of that in as well, just seeing how they've got cargo and that stacked in their sideboards. Reminds me more like SnowRunner, where it's very sort of regimented and modular. So I came to lay some sand. I had to fight with this guy. I tell you, I might give this guy a pay rise. He was fighting me for ages. I cut quite a lot of it out. I dumped 3 or 4 piles of sand. He was having none of it. He was honking his horn trying to ram me. Thankfully my truck was bigger than his, so I was managed to push him out of the way. You can see him still being long bollocks over there. My cat was actually jumping around vying for attention as well, so while I was messing around with the cat I left it on like just the camera. That's why it's slowly panning by itself by now, but you can see the sand that just drove across was what I laid extra beyond the road. And there's my slightly wonky hilly road, but nonetheless pretty smooth, works pretty good. And there, just in the background on that digger again, is that green toy thing that you can sell. So next up, it wants me to look at the concrete facility, but you can see there's a bridge that's out, and they've purposely put loads of stuff in the way. There's a rail yard and diggers and big piles of wood and all sorts, everything to stop you easily going there. But I'm bringing the goddamn horse and I'm driving up there and cut through there. So there's the bridge. And I haven't got bridges unlocked on this map at the minute. I believe, like now in real time, I have got them unlocked. I believe it was when you do the foresting mission, which I should get to do that video tomorrow. Once you do that and you deliver the logs, I've now got 3 different types of wooden bridges unlocked, which I've not built it yet, but I've checked I can span that gap now. But yeah, I mean, the loaf goddamn horse drives up, and it was not too far off vertical climbing up there. I'm not entirely sure what else they expected us to do. There might be, in hindsight, now I've got more of the map uncovered, there might be another way round, but obviously the way markers I've got to drive to are just on the edge of the clouds. They're just on the other side of that bridge, so I'd imagine most people are going to want to approach from this end. But yeah, Loaf climbed up there, no problem, wiggled through the trees. And I just realised now I hadn't actually tracked the objective, so I just quickly hit track so they actually all 3 waypoints sort of show up on my game. But yeah, that was no trouble cutting through there. I think most likely the Land Rover should be able to do it. The only place, if anything, it would have struggled is when I was saying the Loaf was going almost vertical. Because he's a tracked vehicle, it does have pretty good grip. Land Rover might start wheel spinning, but you also should be able to fire out a winch, so you should be able to get it done with one of them. But I had the Loaf fairly nearby anyway from recalling all those vehicles to build the road. So there's 2 of the 3 points I've got to reach location. There is a gap in the wall round here. I only knew because, again, I did this yesterday, this bit on my live stream, so that's why I already had the confidence to just drop the hammer and go flying around that corner. Yeah, objective complete. Get to the concrete plant, solid ground, so that's that one in the bag.
I think we've seen enough for now.
We have never seen enough of the Loaf. Right, so next up, this construction depot. Yesterday in the live stream I had a mission where you have to deliver like a control panel there, and today I didn't, and I even quit and reloaded the game all sorts because I was thinking like, where the hell, that unlocks the shop. In the end, after turning the game off, loading it back up and everything, I actually pretty much gave up. I was driving to where the Forester and stuff is I unlocked, but as I was driving past it I wanted to have a look, and then yeah, thankfully Kelly popped up and said this construction depot should be a huge help. Long story short, I think if you drive near enough to it, it kind of counts it and unlocks it. And you can see, yeah, I've got to deliver, there's where it wants it to go. And the control panel is just south, it's not that far away at all. There's that big piece of machinery that is there now in my sideboard. Take that over there, and then it unlocks the construction depot, and then I'll explain how that works as well, because they've got it wrong in the menu where they explain it, and it caught me out for a few minutes yesterday in the live stream as well. I think that, yeah, I left this bit of footage in. I don't want to keep cutting everything, but at the same time, like, if I leave all of the footage of one mission in, then yeah, it'd be a 15-20 minute video probably easily, just doing like me driving to the steel pipes facility and then operating them big blue cranes. Just that alone would probably be like a video, whereas today I've got that done, like visiting the steel pipes facility, using the cranes, fixing 3 pipes and that valve, building a road, drawing an AI route, now grabbing this thing. So yeah, it would have just, otherwise it'd have been like 5 days worth of videos really. That's how you know when you've unlocked the mission. You can see that blue sort of ghosted outline of where it wants the control panel to go. That's what I was missing for a while today. I don't actually think I hit the building there. Slammed the brakes on at the last second, yeah. Get that out. I'm kind of bouncing around on my own crane, but we got it lined up. Goes green and accepts it. Builds this place, supply depot. Well, she says supply depot, but the dialogue says construction, I believe. Yeah, not that it matters, but I noticed it. So it says, this place is a construction depot. Here you can purchase and sell resources. You can also sell rubble that is highlighted in yellow. This kind of rubble cannot be recycled and can only be sold in construction depots. Deposit resources or rubble into the yellow area to sell. Purchased resources will spawn in the green area. It's the opposite way around, and that's what caught me out in the stream. I was trying to sell stuff in the yellow box. So you can see, when I open the shop, I can buy concrete slabs, logs, steel beams, steel pipes, and fuel. And then, if you look a little further down, it says triangle is sell all, but I haven't got anything at the minute to sell. So everything flashing in yellow, I can collect and take to the construction depot and swap it for money. Swap it for money, aka sell it. It's like the longest way possible of explaining that. I did see, when it built the steel pipes facility, there was a forklift in there. And again, someone else said on the live stream last night, forklifts are worth 5 grand, and since I saw it and kind of knew roughly where it was, I figured, right, we'll test it out. See, again, the straps just kind of go over everything. It's not really too fussy about it. I tried to overtake another vehicle in the dump truck thing earlier. Went for the overtake on this one. Taking him on the inside around that paver. Of course, he starts honking. We have a little porn argument, which again I like. Makes the maps feel more alive when someone's hurling abuse at you. It's the British way. Everyone's polite until they're in a car, and then it's every man for themselves. Yeah, so bring things to the green thing box to sell them, and then when I press triangle, it just takes it, gives me 5 grand in that case. And then again, here's this digger with the little green toy on it. There's my road, so it's right outside, like the road you just built, and around where you laid all the pipes and that valve earlier, so it should be very easy to remember where it is, but nonetheless, I thought I'll explain it pretty clearly. It's that digger you can just see off in the distance there. I think I cut, yeah, but you can see the green box again in the distance, sort of where it's going to want me to take it. For whatever reason, when you pick them up, they turn upside down. I also found one other that did the same thing. I kept trying to flip it back up the right way. Thankfully, this one, first time, dropped it, rolled over like a glove. Accidentally activated my crane leg anchor things. Yeah, got it strapped in. It's a nice shiny new road. .100% flat. no bumps at all. It's almost like a goddamn professional built it. Well, again, I don't even have to take blame for it. Bloody AI vehicles. They're the ones. I'm throwing them under the bus this time. And again, I suppose I didn't have to leave the footage in, but why not? Little drive to finish it off. And when I get here, I made, like, so open shop. I actually clicked X and I bought a concrete slab, which I didn't plan to do, so I actually lost a little bit of money there. But yeah, press triangle, sell all. That toy digger disappears, but it did give me 10 grand. And I actually pressed X twice and bought 2 slabs. So I just quickly loaded them in, brought them back to my Highland base, dropped them off in my storage, so now I've got 5 concrete slabs instead of 3. And yeah, that was about it for today. That's kind of mostly caught up. As I say, tomorrow I'll get the forester, which will cut these trees down. And just throwing it out there, as I go up now, you'll see a lake with a turned over rail car in it there. That has another toy on it worth 10 grand, so if you want to get a bit of quick, easy money, there's 20 grand between both of them. And yeah, the next mission will be fixing this concrete store. Got to move some stuff, fix pipes. Pretty standard stuff. But yeah, that's about it for today, though. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope that helps. Thanks for watching. Get yourself a loaf, and I'll be back soon.